We're fasting together.
So, welcome to the Fasting Together podcast. This is a space where we share real life experiences around fasting, movement, health, discipline, and growth. Not as experts, but as people living it. This episode kicks off a new series we're calling ADF Lifestyle, also known as A Day in the Life of an ADFer. And today's episode is special. It's the first fast, first workout, and first full day of the new year. Normally I do this with my wife Ada. She'll be joining in future episodes, but today it's just me walking you through what a real day looks like when you live an ADF lifestyle. Let me say this clearly from the start. We're not experts, we're not doctors. We're just a couple who made the decision to live healthier, and we chose alternate day fasting because it works for us. Doing this together, fasting together, training together, holding each other accountable has made all the differences. Right now, I'm sharing my fasting timer from the Fasting Together app. At the time of this recording, my fast has gone beyond 36 hours. The timer basically helps us to stay aware of our cycles, not with pressure, but with clarity. So ADF isn't about suffering, it's about structure, intention, and consistency. And like you see on the screen, it also allows us to track when Ada and I are connected on the app. Every weekday morning, fast day or feast day, I start with a 60-minute power walk, fully fasted. Walking is simple, it's effective, and it's sustainable. On fasting days, walking is the only movement we do. Now, on feast days, it prepares the body for strength training. Walking supports fat loss without compromising recovery. It improves insulin sensitivity, circulation, mental clarity, and long-term consistency. We're not chasing exhaustion, we're chasing sustainability. So once the walk is done, this is where the day shifts. Strength training happens only on feast days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We follow a push-pull leg splits. So each session lasts 45 minutes to an hour, focused on intensity and recovery. We train before breaking the fast, then eat immediately afterwards. It's fits day, and today is push day. Chest, shoulders, and tricep. So I'm still fasted at this point, coming off more than 36 hours. So I move with intention. I keep the structure simple. Most movements are just 2 sets. A first set to warm up things, and usually around 10, maybe 12 reps, and then one true walking set, taking close to or all the way to failure. And that's it, nothing more. I always start with the bench press. The first set is just to wake everything up, groove the movement, fill the bar, get the joints ready. Now, the second set is where the walk happens. Controlled, way down, steady all the way up. I stop when I feel like my form has started to slip. So from there, I move to the incline bench press. Same idea, one lighter set to get ready, then one set pushed hard. No rushing, no extra volume. And that's it. The overhead pressing always demands focus. So one set to prepare, one set to challenge. So I pay attention to posture, to my breathing, my balance, especially training fasted. So I usually finish with my dips or a tricep movement. By this point, the warm-up happens naturally. One solid set, pushed hard, and that's the end of the session. Nothing more to add. So recovery is where the growth happens. That's why weekends are full of rest days. So ADF already challenges the body. Recovery balances it. So we're not trying to exhaust our body, we're trying to stimulate it. So ADF creates the stress, training adds a signal, and then recovery does the rebuilding. So that's why the week stays simple. Push, pull, legs. Fast days are for walking and rest. Feast days are for strength. So it took me a long time to learn that doing less, but doing it well actually works better. So a big part of that came from learning about Mike Menser, his approach to training. So once I started digging deeper and doing my own research, it just made sense. The body doesn't grow during the workout. It grows during recovery. And when you combine that with eating whole foods, prioritizing proteins, and choosing meals that keep you satiated longer, everything starts to click. And that's how fat loss happens. That's how lean muscle sticks around. And that's how you stay healthier longer, especially as we age. For us, it's not about hacks or motivation. It's about having a system, having a plan, and the discipline to stay consistent. So consistency is what gives you results. And more importantly, it is what helps you keep those results. So I use the Garmin app to track workout duration, heart rates, recovery. The goal isn't about obsession, it's actually awareness. Data gives us feedback without turning fitness into stress. Another feature we use a lot in the Fasting Together app is a calorie and meal tracking feature. So after breaking my fast today, I took pictures of my first meal, my afternoon meal, and my final meal before starting the next 36-hour fast at about 6 p.m. Because I recorded this episode late in the day, I used the upload feature to add those meals afterwards. You simply take a picture and the AI analyzes it. It estimates calories, protein, fats, and carbs. It even analyzes your drink. In my case, I had a cup of black coffee. So one of the beautiful things about ADF is that fasting days naturally creates a calorie deficit. That gives you a bit more flexibility on feast days. But tracking over time helps you understand which meals keep you full, which meals work best for your body, and how to enjoy food while staying within your goal. This isn't about restriction, it's about learning your patterns. The goal for the next 12 weeks is realistic and intentional. Lose 12 to 15 kilograms, moving from 97 kg to about 82 to 85 kg, while maintaining strength and muscles. So ADS gives us structure, training gives us strength, tracking gives us the awareness necessary. What truly makes this works for us is doing it together. Fasting together, training together, supporting each other, having someone who wants to see you succeed as much you want them to, that changes everything. In future episodes, Ada will be joining me. Some episodes will be full workout days, some will be fast days, walking, recovery, and reflection. All of it real, none fake. So before I wrap up, I want to share something briefly. So over the years, as we've been training, fasting, and just living this lifestyle together, we started writing about our experiences, not as experts, but as two people navigating shared struggles and shared gains. That became what we now call the Fasting Together book series. It's available on Amazon. We've written about things like the underrated power of walking, incorporating strength training with ADF, strengthening bonds through fasting, the mental clarity we've experienced with alternate day fasting, and what it really looks like to build a healthy lifestyle together over time. So if you want more context, more details, or just want to understand who we are, what our philosophy is, and why we started this Fasting Together movement, we encourage you to pick up a copy or two. The books go deeper into why and the behind of what you're seeing here. This podcast is a conversation. The books are the journey. So if this episode resonated with you, subscribe and share with someone who needs it. This is ADF Lifestyle. This is Fasting Together. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay kind to yourself and to others, and remember, we grow better when we grow together.
We're fasting together, stronger forever, bonded by the trials we weather. Holding on, we harmonize, together we fast, together